Out of the Dust by Hesse. I got burned bad. Daddy put a pail of kerosene next to the stove. And Ma, fixing breakfast, thinking the pail was filled with water, lifted it to make Daddy's coffee. Poured it, but instead of making coffee, Ma made a rope of fire. It rose up from the stove to the pail, and the kerosene burst into flames. Ma ran across the kitchen, out the porch door, screaming for Daddy. I tore after her. Then, thinking of the burning pail left behind in the bone-dry kitchen, I flew back and grabbed it, throwing it out the door. I didn't know Ma was coming back. The flaming oil splashed onto her apron, and suddenly Ma, was a column of fire. I pushed her to the ground, desperate to save her, desperate to save the baby. I tried beating out the flames with my hands. I did the best I could, but it was no good. Ma got burned bad. At first I felt no pain, only heat. I thought I might be swallowed by the heat like the witch in Hansel and Gretel, and nothing would be left of me. Someone brought Doc Rice. He tended Ma first, then came to me. The doctor cut away the skin on my hands. It hung in crested strips. He cut my skin away with scissors, then poked my hands with pins to see what I could feel. He bathed my burns in antiseptic. Only then the pain came. Daddy has made a tent out of the sheet over Mom, so nothing will touch her skin. What skin she has left. I can't look at her. I can't recognize her. She smells like scorched meat. Her body grown in there. It looks nothing like my Mom. It doesn't even have a face. Daddy brings her water and drips it inside the slit of her mouth by squeezing a cloth. She can't open her eyes. She cries out when the baby moves inside her. Otherwise, she moans day and night. I wish the dust would plug my ears so I couldn't hear her. Doc sent me outside to get water. The day was so hot. The house was so hot. As I came out the door, I saw the cloud descending. It whirred like 1,000 engines. It shifted shape as it came settling first over Daddy's wheat. Grasshoppers eating tassels, leaves, stalks, then coming closer to the house, eating Ma's garden, the fence posts, the laundry on the line, and then the grasshoppers came right over me, descending on Ma's apple trees. I climbed into the trees, opening scabs on my tender hands. Grasshoppers clinging to me. I tried beating them away, but the grasshoppers ate every leaf. They ate every piece of fruit. Nothing left but a couple apple cores hanging from Ma's trees. I couldn't tell her, couldn't bring myself to say her apples were gone. I never had a chance. Ma died that day giving birth to my brother. I don't know my father anymore. He sits across from me. He looks like my father. He chews his food like my father. He brushes his dusty hair back like my father. But he is a stranger. We don't talk much. My father never was a talker. Ma's dying hasn't changed that. I can't help thinking how it is for him without Ma. Waking up alone, only his shape left in the bed, outlined by dust. He always smelled a little like her first thing in the morning, when he left her in bed and went out to do the milking. Now he smells of dust and coffee, tobacco and cows. None of the musky woman smell left that was Ma. He stares at me. Maybe he is looking for Ma. He won't find her. I look like him, stand like him, and I walk across that kitchen floor with that long-legged walk of his. I can't make myself over the way Ma did. And yet, if I could look in the mirror and see her in my face, if I could somehow know that Ma and baby Franklin lived on in me. But it can't be. I'm my father's daughter.